Hello, everybody, and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Thursday, the 28th of May. Today, I'd like to share with you this passage, this devotion from Bear Grylls' Soul Fuel, called The Great Guide. He says, surviving in the mountains is all about managing risk and trusting the right people. As a young mountaineer learning my trade, I encountered some great guides and a few less good ones. I learned so much about the mountains and survival through these experiences. If we head off with an inexperienced guide, we will fast find ourselves in unnecessary danger and will make little progress. It is risk for the sake of risk rather than for any purpose. And ultimately, or we are more likely than not to end up in a ditch somewhere and probably injured. Conversely, when we find a great guide, we are ready to work hard and commit to trust that person's decisions, even when they feel frightening, then we will travel far. Yes, there will be risk and danger, but we will be in safe hands and heading in a positive direction. And eventually we will reach that mountaintop together, uninjured, and the place will take our breath away. That's the key with life and with faith. Choose your guide wisely. Christ is the ultimate guide, and with him all the risks are worthwhile and surmountable. Wisdom and trust conquer dangers and risk. The verse below has helped me on many adventures. It was written on a small scrap of paper tucked away in the top of my pack when I eventually stood on the summit of Everest at age 23. Be my safe leader, be my true mountain guide. I've put my life in your hands. You won't drop me. You'll never let me down. Psalm 31, verses 35, paraphrased. That's from the Message, Eugene Peterson's Message. I love that. I love that. This idea that there are guides out there, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not so good, and we have to make the choice. I have had guides of all kinds in my life, everywhere I've gone, any season in my life. When I look back, there have been times when I felt like there was no guide. But when I look back, I realize absolutely there was. And those times when it felt like there was no guide, ironically enough, are the times when it absolutely was the Holy Spirit who I just couldn't see. She was leading me and guiding me in ways that I was too stubborn to be able to acknowledge, to let myself. It was like I was running around like kids do, you can't see me. But I'm the one who stopped myself from seeing the Holy Spirit. It's hard to acknowledge, but it's important to acknowledge because sometimes where our guides take us will not be the easy path. I mean, I've been on, I've been on in circumstances and I've gone for drives on the road and things when I thought, oh, this looks like the nice road. This looks like the good, smooth, paved road. So I'll take this one. And yet my GPS is telling me to take a different road. Previously, like other people saying, oh, this is the road you need to take. Don't go this way, go this way. And I've done it. I've taken the easy road, what looks like the easy road. And I've ended up in places where, you're in a dead end or there's no, contrary to what you're thinking that, okay, let me preface this. In my job now, bathrooms have become a big thing. It's not just my age, but I do a lot of travel, a lot of driving in a lot of remote places. And I go to a lot of churches that don't have any indoor plumbing. And it's not so easy for me to take care of business as it would be for a male bishop. So, just saying. I have taken roads that look like this one will obviously lead to a good gas station, just to find out that no, indeed, it leads me to several that are closed. Whereas if I'd taken the path that GPS or other people have told me this is the one you need to take, where other guides have told me this is where you need to take, I would have gotten everything that I needed, including to where I was going and the facilities I needed, much faster. Too often we try to take the easy route. Now, I know I've never climbed a mountain, and I feel 99, I'm never going to say 100%, but I'm going to say 99.9% sure that I'm never going to climb a mountain. Just saying. But I do know that the easy way, even if it looks like it goes straight up, will never be that way. When Rob and I went to Banff years ago, when we were still in Wainwright, we went to Banff, I think it was 2001, and we took the gondola up the mountain. I'm terrified of heights. But I managed to, looking out at the mountains was difficult, but I managed to look down. For some reason, looking down how far I might fall felt easier. But watching, I saw there were people walking up the mountain, and I saw that it would be impossible, even though at the bottom it kind of looked like you could just go straight up. It would be a long hike, and you'd need lots of things to hold on to, but go straight up. But as I was above the path, I could see that the path went back and forth and had switchbacks, and it had little places where it looked like it actually went backwards, but it came back. Because you see, the path going up that was safest was the one that took a little extra time, the one that actually gave you a better opportunity to experience the journey than just plowing straight forward and going up. Would it be possible to go straight up? Probably for him, Bear Grylls, but for everybody else, the path, somebody along the way had created this path. A guide had created a path that said, it may seem longer and it may seem more difficult, but at the end, you'll get more out of it. You'll be there safe. We all need a path, a guide like that. Jesus is that guide. The Holy Spirit will be our guide if we will let her. But the big thing is that we have to be willing to follow. No guide should ever have to have the energy of dragging people behind them. The people who follow have a role. People who are following the leader, the guide, need to make those steps, to have their walking sticks and the good shoes and the water bottles and all the things they need to carry their own pack. But they need to be willing, when they have all those things, to say, okay, I'm going to trust the person ahead of me and follow. Even when it looks like it may not be a good place to go, I have to trust they've been there before. They know what they're doing. And that's the thing about faith. We have to trust. Jesus never takes us someplace where we will lose everything. It may seem like it sometimes. It may feel like everything is lost, but the truth is not. When we follow Jesus, we discover riches that we didn't even know could exist. We also find ourselves in positions that are difficult to get through. He didn't promise us a rose garden. It's got to be there are going to be thorns in there somewhere. Remember that song? But he did promise us that we would get to where we're going if we follow him. And we have to trust. Second guessing the leader, second guessing the guide doesn't help us at all. It just slows us down and makes it frustrating for everybody. When we can take a deep breath and say, I trust you that you are leading me where we're called to go. And then step out, we'll get to where we're called to go a lot faster than if we fight and argue and say, no, I want a different leader. Just gotta trust. At some point, we just have to make the decision to say, I place myself in your hands, and I believe you will hold me gently. That in itself is the most difficult thing to do along our journey with Jesus. But it is also the most powerful thing we can do, because it's all good from there, even when it's not. Have a great day. God bless, and I'll see you again tomorrow for Feel Good Friday on Church at Home with Rachel.